welcome to the Midlife Leap, a lifestyle talk show for women in midlife. I'm your host, Sanita Johnson, and I am excited to share tips and interviews on topics ranging from current news, business, fashion, shopping, travel, health, and so much more. And because I'm known as the Midlife Leap Coach, from time to time, I'll share some of my signature Midlife Leap coaching tips. So come on, ladies, let's reignite and reimagine our Midlife Leap journey together. Online shoppers is convenient and fun. You find great deals, but consumers are getting scammed with counterfeit and cheaply made products that are not worth a nickel. Here are a few tips that I found in an article so that you won't waste your hard-earned coins. Tip number 1. Read the reviews and pay attention to the feedback provided from past customers. Look for clues that these are authentic positive reviews, because scammers will pay their friends and their family to leave, positive reviews, and they're all fake. But you want to definitely check out the negative reviews. Number 2, search for the number of years that the company has been in business or selling on that particular platform. Sellers on social media sites often have the number of years that they've been selling there. A good rule of thumb that I use for eBay is making sure that they've been selling on there for at least 2 years. Number 3, is there a U.S. location? Most companies won't have an address, but they will have a city and state. And you can go to that state Secretary of State website, do a business entity search for the business name, just to verify that they're a legitimate business and get more background information. Number 4, is there a guarantee and return policy? Most will give a 30-day return policy, but again, back to that U.S. address, you don't want to have to pay high postage costs to return an item to overseas. That's if the return isn't free. Number 5, research. Google is your friend. And 6, check the Better Business Bureau to see what kind of feedback they've gotten there. You can read more. The article is titled How to Tell Real Products from Counterfeits online by Heather Kelly. This was published in the Washington Post, October 10, 2021. Happy shopping and protect your coins. Like many women in midlife, I have knee pain. Mine isn't consistent, but I know that I need to take action now. It's possibly tied to arthritis, which runs in my family, or was from my 18 plus year as a fashion model wearing high heels and walking on hard floors. I don't know. But fortunately, I found Renee Moten's free webinar on Eventbrite and was absolutely blown away, not only by her personal journey through pain, but she shared some very simple techniques to help get rid of knee pain. Renee Moten is a personal trainer, massage therapist, and founder of Functional Fitness Knee Pain Relief, and has dedicated more than 22,000 hours of one-on-one client time and 10,000 hours researching chronic knee pain solution. Renee's proprietary signature program, the Knee Pain Recipe, is eradicating knee pain and discomfort around the world. Renee, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me here. I am just so excited to talk about knee pain.
Please share how you can help clients avoid knee surgery.
Well, I think the first thing that I had to learn about knee surgery and how to avoid it was education. And what do I mean by that is we are all told that if you strengthen your muscles, if you lose weight, that's supposed to help you with knee pain so that you can avoid surgery. But I have come to learn that that is not always the case. Many of us have a lot of pain in our knees. They're swollen, they have inflammation. And when you want to try to strengthen those muscles, it doesn't work too well. It's very painful to try to do a squat or a lunge. So I've basically taken a different approach, and I go after the inflammation first, and then I go after the swelling, and then I go after recreating flexibility in the body that we've lost because we had knee pain. And once I've done that, then then everything kind of calms down. Then I can go into strengthening people, and women from all over the world have really benefited and canceled their surgery. I am known as the knee keeper. I help women keep their knees.
Yeah, I've heard people say that if you get knee pain relief, it actually doesn't relieve the pain.
Yes, yes. Yeah, in the Western world, it's more of a Band-Aid effect that they're given a lot of. They're given a lot of injections, maybe even some stem cells or some type of anti-inflammatory drugs. You must get down into what's causing the knee pain before you can even do anything. So that's why that's why that stuff is more of temporary. I mean, it helps. I understand why people need it, but it's usually temporary. And when you finish with it, you're usually right back or worse off than where you were when you started.
So your exercises get to the actual cause. And I like to, I guess, speak on the fact that the things that you showed us, of course, it was just a couple techniques, but they were very simple, such as rolling the foot on a ball and circling the foot, things like that. How did you discover, I mean, besides your own pain, you may want to share some of your journey. How did you discover these simple techniques?
I had found out because I was always in pain. My knees were always sore. And I noticed on your site, you went to a lot of classes, workshops. Well, so did I. And one of the gentlemen said in one of my workshops, he said, most knee pain starts at the ankle. And I almost fell out of my chair because I knew I had an ankle injury and I'd never heard of that. And so when I went home and I tried to rotate my ankles, they would not rotate. But when I start to actually get them to rotate, all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, my knee feels a little bit better. And then when you look at the bottom of your shoes, I started to notice that people's shoes were wearing off on one side. And what I learned in one of my classes was that could actually cause knee pain also because of the fact that your feet are you're not walking correctly. So that's where the tennis ball came in. I rode on a tennis ball and I always cried, like, because it hurt so bad. So each one of them took years. It took me years to put together the program. But each time that I learned it, I kept putting it together. And I was like, oh, a little bit of relief, a little bit of relief. And it's basically just education and seeking a different way.
Do you think that women, like we have more of a tendency to get knee pain because we're wearing heels? Because you mentioned ankle. My first thought was, I remember many times I've almost fallen over in heels, or I have fallen over in heels.
Mm-hmm. You know what? It was like you ever get a light bulb on top of your head, right? I was sitting there and I was looking at the statistics of women, how many women have knee replacements compared to men. I'm like, why? It's not hormonal. What is it? Oh, their feet. Women, I'll say it gentler. They don't wear the most comfortable misalignment shoes. I don't want to say it's more the shoes that we wear are throwing us out of alignment. And what I found out was everything starts at the feet. Because if your feet are not rotating properly, if your ankles are not moving properly, it tightens up the shins, which tightens up the calves, and then it will tighten up the knee. And then it moves all the way up to, yep, you're right. Exactly. It goes all the way up the body. If you don't fix it, it just keeps traveling. And what I have found out, and this is what I teach in my workshops, I don't touch anything else until I know your feet are moving properly, your ankles are rotating, your calves are loose, and your shins. And once I know that, then we can usually find out what the real problem is. Because if you don't walk straight, nothing is going to work right.
Okay. And I'm looking, like I told you, I'm looking forward to your workshop. I'm planning to attend. I'm looking at October, if you're going to have one in October. I thought September. But so you limit the number of people in that workshop, of course. And so you're watching on video, they're demonstrating their movement, and you can gauge from that exactly which techniques each person need to use.
Well, everybody starts my knee pain recipe is 6 steps. Okay. And they all have to be done in a very precise order. So when everybody first comes into my workshop, they start with getting rid of their inflammation and then getting rid of their all their swelling. But as they're doing that, they're rotating. And so what they do is they're sharing with me how it's feeling. So I don't have to watch it. You just constantly telling me, but Renee, it's not rotating right yet. Well, I said, keep on working on it. My feet are still sore. Well, keep on working on it, because I have to start there first. Because while we're getting rid of the actual inflammation and the swelling, we're also getting rid of the cause. So the cause is the feet, because that will tell me once they finished all that, then I know, okay, now I know what's really going on here.
So rotating the feet, is that where like your, I don't know, the oils in the body? I don't know. That's probably not the right term. You're distributing something when you're doing this with your feet.
The only thing the feet are doing is, because it's just like your wrist. If you was to hold on to your wrist, hold on to your forearm, your wrist is supposed to be able to move without your arm moving. But if you're rotating your ankles and your shins and your calves are coming along for the ride, that's not good. They're supposed to move independently. If you think about a basketball player, they must be able to pivot, but they have to keep their feet, very stable. And if their ankles aren't tight, there you go, their knee is gone. So that's what that's about.
So you're loosening those muscles that have not been moving in a while, because they're probably limping or whatever to go along, and it's gotten stiffer and stiffer.
Exactly. You said it right on the head, nail on the head there.
Wow. Gosh, you said something about it's not tied to hormones. And honestly, I was thinking it was, because I know you're limiting the workshop to women. So I thought in the back of my mind, okay, it's probably limited because of our hormones as we get into midlife or whatever, but that's not the case.
No. But one thing there is I can say about that is many of the women that come into the workshop, I have found out when I started to talk to them, I probably have talked to like about 350 women so far. And when I talk to them, they all have so many other issues besides the pain. They have a lot of autoimmune diseases that have cropped up. And so in my workshop, I've had to switch it a little bit, because now I'm helping them to address those issues, their back issues, their shoulder issues, their hip issues, because they don't come there with just knee pain. I haven't had one person yet come there with knee pain. And all the hormones I share with them, because I went through the same thing. I had autoimmune disease. Share with them how they can get through that, because as long as that keeps flaring up, they're still going to have pain in their body. So we have to address those issues also.
Interesting.
Yes.
Wow. Really interesting. So please share with if someone wanted to reach you, I'm sure they want to go to the free workshop first. I found you on Eventbrite. Can they go to the website to find out about your free webinars, or, are there other places where you post about that besides Eventbrite?
Yes, I have my website, healmyknees.com. I have it also on my Facebook page. I have it on my LinkedIn page. I have it on my Instagram page. So
and there's links on your website to all of those.
Yes. Absolutely.
Okay. And your book, I actually didn't realize you had a book until you sent that to me. Is that available separately or only when you go through the workshop?
It's available on Amazon. It's been there for a while. And this is for people that do not have all these other issues. I do sometime when I interview women, I'll say, oh, you already exercised, your knee pain just started, get my book, and it can just go ahead and get you started on that road there. Mm-hmm. My workshops are mostly for women that have been in pain for maybe, over a year. Okay. And there's other issues, like I said, because of the limping that has started, hip, back, shoulder, neck. I have to start to talk about all those issues in the class.
Well, can I still attend? Because I don't have consistent knee pain, but I want to attend because I feel that if I get that information now, I can avoid it getting worse later. I don't want to just get the book. I'm sorry.
But I think you said something that was very powerful, because one thing about knee pain kind of sneaks up on you. And what I mean by that is like, oh, I just stood up and it hurts, and now it don't hurt anymore. Or, oh, I just got out of my car and it hurts. And people say, well, Renee, I don't really need you because it happens every now and then. One thing you have to understand about knee pain, something was happened probably months or years before. Because knee pain doesn't come from nowhere. It always has a cause.
I know exactly. I remember doing like informal modeling in Neiman's or something like that. And I remember feeling like one of my knees were buckling, like I was going to fall. And I went, oh, that's why it came, but it went real quickly.
Yeah.
And that's occurred a few times over the years, not a lot, but just a few. Enough for me now at this age to be like, okay, you know what? I don't know if my mom had it or whatever, but I'm going to make sure I take care of this now.
It sneaks. My knee, I hurt my knee in 1986, and it didn't show up until like 1992.
Oh, I think I remember you sharing that. You gave so much information. So ladies, definitely look her up. Please share your website again.
healmyknees.com.
Go to the free webinar. You will get a lot of information. You will be amazed. Just please, and tell your friends and family, because knee pain is probably an epidemic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Renee, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.